Should I look at you or the camera lens?
Well, I'll have to be doing this. You got a lovely smile, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
All right. So today is September 1st, 2012, and we have Michele with us here. So Michele, hi.
Hi, Eric. Thanks for giving me this opportunity.
You're welcome. What drew you to sign up for the Immersion in Real Community process that we did here at the conference?
Well, the first thing is that when I looked at the Rethinking Everything program and I had an opportunity to hear the interview that you had done with Barb a few months ago, I guess.
Right.
And I just seemed like there was a lot of information that you had to share. So I thought it would be nice to have that experience with you. And then because, you know, I live in a community and I work in an art center community on the board, and I try to create a community online for unschooling moms, I thought, you know, I really wanted to get a sense of what did you mean by real community, and you know, how could you build that, maybe even if you weren't actually living all together, you know, could you create a community where that wasn't happening, or what was it like to just all the aspects of it? So
a generalized, broad brush, interesting community and things relevant to it, so to speak.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And, you know, I was just fascinated by the term actual real community. Like, you know, what did that really mean? And so I think in the day that you created for everybody in there, I think we actually got to experience the 4 stages right in our own group, and you could just see how over time, even though we were only together for about 6 or 7 hours maybe,
right,
over time I just felt for myself, I could feel my own self moving through the stages and then finding places where I could be resistant, or, you know, was that something I could really go into that level of community with somebody, you know? So there was a lot of internal process, I think, that happened.
So let me ask, for you this was learning some new material, so to speak? Or...
Absolutely, yeah. I did learn new material because it felt like it got presented and framed in a way that I hadn't really thought of those stages as applying really to community in that way. So that was new. And I actually had, you know, I had that old notion when we talked about community, like people live in communes, you know, that's like, you know, dated, but, you know, that's in my mind. No, people live on communes, but I didn't really realize that there's like co-housing, that there's lots of places where people are building community. And, you know, on a personal note, all my life I've only lived in a single family dwelling in a neighborhood. And 2 years ago, I moved into a fairly large kind of apartment condo community, and I began to realize there was something really nice about getting up in the morning, and even though I didn't have deep relationships with these people, other people are walking their dogs and people are getting in their cars and going to work, and you're saying hello to them, and I thought, wow, this is really a lot nicer than always just walking out of my house, just getting in my car and driving away. Do you know, where you're at the community pool and you're hanging out with some people. You may never see them again. It's a pretty large place.
Right.
But I thought, yeah, there was something really nice about that. So just in my own growth in the last 2 years of living in a different environment, just what was in the description of real community, and then knowing that it might include what does co-housing all look like, I thought I should go. It was all new to me, so I liked it.
Were you satisfied with what you got?
I was. I was really satisfied, and I felt like actually I wanted to bring some of it back to my online community that I do for people, and because I think that the guidelines that you set out, well, they apply to all relationships, but I think that when we really bring them deeply into every relationship, even if it's just, you know, the guy at the grocery store, even, you know. So I got a lot out of it. I think it really framed the whole weekend for me, actually, so far.
Okay, great.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I appreciate your comments.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Michele.
Thanks, Eric.